Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's session. Thank you for taking the time to join us for this insightful discussion on building a future ready HR function with AI and analytics. As organizations navigate rapid digital transformation, HR is no longer just a support function, it is becoming a strategic driver of business growth. And with AI and analytics, HR leaders now have the opportunity to make smarter, faster, and more impactful decisions. And that's exactly what we are going to discuss today. This session is brought to you by AI Certs in collaboration with our ATP Skillgorithm. The AI Certs, the focus is on empowering professionals with globally recognized certifications in emerging technologies, especially in artificial intelligence. And through Skillgorithm, the mission is to bridge the gap between technology and human potential, enabling individuals and organizations to truly leverage AI in practical and meaningful ways. It's now my absolute pleasure to introduce our speaker for the session, Mr. Nishant Bhardwaj. Nishant is a human centered leader, generative AI coach, and the founder of Skillgorithm. With over 19 years of global experience across India, APAC, Australia, Africa, and the Gulf, he brings a truly diverse and practical perspective on how organizations can evolve in today's fast changing landscape. He has previously led talent acquisition and HR strategy for globally recognized organizations such as United LX, Monotype Solutions, Happiest Minds Technologies, and InfoEdge, where he managed large scale hiring programs, HR operations, compliance, and strategic workforce initiatives. What makes Nishant's work particularly impactful is his ability to translate complex AI concepts into real world applications. Through Skillgorithm, he has already trained over 600 plus professionals and students, helping them integrate tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, and more into their daily workflows. He is also highly credentialed with certifications in generative AI, prompt engineering, AI governance, and ISO standards, along with a strong academic background in HR and technology. With that, I'm excited to hand over the session to Nishant. Over to you, Nishant.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this warm welcome. And I welcome all the attendees in this webinar. Thank you very much for joining us and investing your time in this knowledge sharing session. I've created a small presentation for everyone along with some use cases, which we will do practically with the help of some AI applications. As mentioned, that this topic, HR analytics, is very crucial and critical in today's scenario when HR professionals are spending a lot of time in designing reports, doing a lot of analytics for their top management, for their team members. And now with the help of AI, it is going to be a piece of cake for even those individuals who always struggle in creating the formulas in Excel sheets, or maybe using different applications to drive different structures for their management. But now AI has given a leverage that people can apply their logics and derive the statistics as per their need. So just allow me a moment. Let me share my screen and then we will take this forward. Okay. Well, you already heard about my credentials and professional. So this is just a screenshot for your references again. Now, so I believe all the participants understand the definition of HR analytics, but it's important to drive in a way that people who did not work so far on HR analytics or has no experience, they can also understand that how HR analytics define. So when we talk about HR analytics, that means that we are telling about that what is happening in your organization with your people. And then basis on that analysis, you can decide that what should we do next. In other words, you can say that HR analytics is simply using a data to make a better people decision. So you can understand this with an example that if 10 people are leaving your organization, then your HR reporting may tell you that how many people are leaving or how many already left, but HR analytics tell you that why they left and how can you actually stop the next 10 or 15 people from leaving the organization. So that's the beauty of HR analytics. Okay, now, so many conversation is going on in the market that how HR is changing, how AI is impacting the human resource function. People may lose job. You may heard so many layoffs in the market because a lot of companies are actually adopting AI interventions, applications, and executing AI at every stage of different functions. So now how it is also impacting HR analytics is also important to understand. But just to give you a perspective that HR is not changing here with the intervention of AI, it is just rewritten. So whatever we are doing, we will continue to do the same thing or perform the same action, but the methodology would be different, the application would be different, and definitely, the AI intervention is required. Now, what is shifting? Actually, what we were doing so far and basis on AI intervention, what is happening now? So far, the HR function was focusing on the reporting part, using applications like Excel sheets to drive different analytics, different statements, and they were majorly into the reactive side. That okay, like we have taken an example that so many people left. We were not focusing that why they left and how we can actually save this kind of attrition. So now what is happening from reporting part, it is actually shifting to the predictive analysis. Now, instead of using Excel sheets, we are using a lot of AI driven applications and tools. And instead of becoming a reactive side, now we are focusing on the very strategic move. We are checking out that what can be done and how could we have done things better by intervention of the AI. Okay, now understand this pyramid structure where I would like to showcase that how this journey is shifting from descriptive to predictive to prescriptive. And majorly this is happening with the help of artificial intelligence only. So if you talk about today's era, I mean, most of the organization are still sitting at a descriptive layer because majority of HRs are still believe in reporting and they always quote what happened. So 80% of the HR teams operate here and 60 to 70% time is invested on the reporting side only. Now, the question is what we are actually doing at descriptive level. I'll give you a very small example that your HR is analyzing the data or not even analyzing the data. They are just checking the reports and saying that last quarter, the attrition rate was 18%. So this is what defines the descriptive layer. Now, what predictive layer means, which is not very adaptable by the organization yet, or if I'll give you the survey that only 20 to 25% of the organization are working on this predictive layer where they are actually started forecasting the future. So you can define in a way that what will happen. This is what we are gauging at the predictive layer. So only, like I mentioned, only 20 to 25% organization are actually operating at that layer. And you can consider an example that there are 15 employees who left last month. Now, basis on the analysis, they will forecast that is there any number which they can see into that attrition list in the coming 2 to 3 months. So that is the forecasting people are doing basis on the analytics. Now, the last and most important thing, which hardly 10 to 15% of the organization are actually evolving, and they can see the impact of doing the prescriptive, working on the prescriptive layer, that they are capable to manage their attrition rate, reduce by 20 to 25%. They can see better hiring decisions. And you can say this is where organizations are helping out their management by stating that let's increase the engagement, let revise some compensation or create some new strategy so that we can reduce the attrition. So they are actually getting into the decision making with the help of analytics. Now, the important portion which we can say is that AI is actually helping out doing this prediction better and helping management to take the right decision with some definitive actions basis on the analysis they have in hand. If I talk in a very layman language, consider these three layers in a manner that descriptive HR is like checking your fitness report. Now you have your report in hand. If we talk about the predictive layer, that predictive layer is something which is telling you your health risk. So you have the report. Now you know the health risk. Now the third thing is that this predictive layer will tell you exactly what to do to manage this risk. So that's the layman definition to understand this pyramid description. Okay. Now, like we discussed, why it matters. All these layers in the pyramid actually matters because when you are at the top layer, what you can do is you can take the decision faster. It will help you to lower down your attrition. It will help you to hire with a better quality, and it will also help you to improvise the overall experience for your people in the organization. Now, if we pick up, a case study of what is the real problem which HR analytics can solve. One of the major issues in the organization is that, a lot of offer dropouts faced by the HR team, that they are offering, good compensation, maybe good role, but still, a lot of offer dropout ratio is there. People are not joining them, taking the offer, accepting the offer, but not joining the organization. So with the help of analytics, you can actually understand that what is the core problem or core issue of this not joining problem. Because what happened, you're always dependent on the statistics. When you ask, what is happening in recruiting, people are showcasing the reporting part, that okay, this is my source mix, this is my offer dropout ratio, this is my joining ratio, this is my turnaround time. But the actual problem is something which people are not discussing, that why you have the high offer dropout ratio, why people are not joining you. To understand that problem, you really need to deep dive with the help of HR analytics and figure out that what could be the possible challenge. Maybe everything is fine, but maybe your work mode is not suitable for the people. You want people to come 5 days in an office or maybe 6 days in an office. But in your industry, the trend is that hybrid is the popular model. And that's the reason your competitor is having an edge and you guys are actually not having that edge. So you need to analyze that, map the issue with the market and understand the challenges, and accordingly you have to create the solution. Now, how to create the solution with the help of AI? That is also interesting part. And what you have to do is you have to first define the data, and the data should not be in a raw format. This should be in the actual format, which you can pass to any AI application and AI tool, or maybe your internal AI LLM created by your own team. Figure out the insights, that what has happened, and then take the decision basis on those insights. Then you can analyze that, okay, where we stand and what we can possibly do to manage any challenge which you are facing in any scenario. Okay, now I really want this webinar to be more practical oriented. So now we'll check out some analytics part with the help of AI applications. So let's see some analytics with the help of ChatGPT, that how we can do the analytics part on recruitment, as well as to figure out some things on the employee data. So allow me a moment. Let me share my screen and then we'll take this forward. Please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So guys, I have created a personal chatbot with the help of ChatGPT. So you can consider this as a personal assistant. And I've trained this personal assistant with the data. I've used a demo data where I have created a hiring report, as well as I've created a dummy data for the employees, which I will be using to showcase that how HR analytics works here. So let's talk about the recruitment. You might have, if you are coming from that domain, or if you have experienced it, you will understand that recruiters or HR leaders has to create a lot of reporting to showcase that what is the source mix for the hiring, then what is the offer dropout ratio, what is the turnaround time. All these things falls into the category of reporting part. But out of those reporting, it is important to analyze that what is happening behind the scene, why we are getting those results. So with the help of this talent intelligence engine, I'll showcase that how exactly it looks like. So since I've already trained this, I'll just give some commands. I'll give some instruction, technically, which we call prompts. Prompt engineering is a different subject, which we are not capturing in today's webinar. But yes, just for your information, prompt engineering is the core for any AI application. So it is important to learn prompt engineering as well. But let's see how it works. Before I jump into this, it is very important to understand a very small pointer, that all the large language models or all the AI applications are designed in a way that they will save your details, your data by default in their servers. Now, understand if you are using any confidential data or maybe your employee data, it is not advisable to use it just like that. You have to take the permission from your organization, from your legal team, or from HR team, or you should have the enterprise edition of AI applications. But even in any situation, I'll tell you one setting which will help you to actually save your data. This application will keep the details in the memory, but will not save in their server. So now what you can do is, for example, if you're using ChatGPT, just go to the settings. The moment you click on the setting, you will find out some options available here. Go and click on data controls. The moment you click in the data control, the first option you will see on the top is improve the model for everyone. This option is by default on in your system. The moment you click on this, you will find out the sign like this. This is in the on mode, which means if you can read the instructions, it says that allow your content to be used to train our models, which makes ChatGPT better for you and everyone who uses it. That means actually they are capturing, saving whatever information you are giving to them in their database, which is not correct or which is not required at your end while doing or performing any exercise for your organization. So my recommendation, just click on this. This will switch it off. Done. Now, at least they are claiming that now you are not training the model and they will not save the details in their server. So that's the basic data privacy, data protection activity which you should do while using any AI application. And this setting thing is available on all LLMs. Either you are using Perplexity or Google Gemini or any other, you can go and actually change the settings there. Now, let me showcase that how this personal assistant will work for me and showcase the analytics. I'm getting some, by default options available here. So let me click on this where I can analyze this recruitment data and tell the story. So let's see whether it works or not. Remember, when you are performing live on any AI application, chances would be high that the application may hallucinate. But let's see how this will come up. And please be patient. It may take few seconds. It's analyzing. Like I said, I've already trained this model with some data. In case by any chance it will hallucinate, then I will attach the data again and perform the exercise. Okay, fine. Now you can see, basis on the data given, what I'm getting here is that total role closed 186. Now the joinings 184. That means 99% fulfillment. This is unusually high. Great. You can see the hiring speed, RRF, offer accepted, number of days 42, joining 64 days, 22. So that means I am not using any Excel sheet here. I am not applying any formulas here. I'm not using pivot table here. I just train the data, given the command, and now basis on the logic given, I'm getting all the results in few seconds just by writing one instruction. Okay, now you can see I'm also getting the interpretation. And see, I have not given any specific logic to fetch out any specific information. This is something which is related to the data given as a knowledge base. And basis on my command, I'm getting each and every description. Department-wise hiring, I'm getting, look at the recruiters' performance spread, who are the top performers. I've used some names, fiction names. Maybe you can compare. You can see that these are coming from the Bollywood industry just for the fun. You can say that Anupam Kher is the one who has given the highest number of joinings. I can see the key patterns. Top 5 recruiters deliver 7 to 75% of my hiring. I can get the source mix basis on the hiring trend. I can analyze that who is the most effective vendor for me. So Naukri is the one who actually given 100 hires out of 186. You can see the key insights. Now let's do some analysis. Although it's a deep dive, whatever we'll do will fetch out from here itself. But let's be very specific. Right? Let me pick up something which will give us the reason. What is the reason of getting the maximum joinings from Anupam Kher? Let's see. We would like to know, since you have different performance in your team. So this, like you can mention this statement, this is not accidental, it is structural. So why this guy has given the maximum joining? Because of the fast conversation as compared to system average, that what others are doing, that falls into the average part, but this guy is exceptional. If you see the metrics, RRF to offer, Anupam has taken 35 days. Overall average was 42 days. RRF to joining, Anupam has taken 53 days. Offer to joining 18 days. So it is a very good analysis to understand that why one guy is actually sitting at the top. What additional this person is doing as compared to others. Now, if you can see here, leadership summary. Now, as a leader, as a recruitment manager or a leader, it's very important for you to do the marketing for your team. Understand, it is an important part. Until unless you will showcase the performance, it's very difficult for management to understand that where your team stands. So it's important to create that leadership summary as well. So this is a specific summary for one particular person. Now let's figure it out. We will ask that create a summary for leadership about the overall performance of recruitment teams. So now you can see with the help of AI, you can actually fetching out the summary, which is backed by the data that what all this department has done, what's the achievement, and what are the challenges faced by this team. So that's the beauty of using the analytics in AI for HR, or I would say AI analytics in HR, that will give you each and every detail, minute detail about the function, about the team, about the performance. Cool. Now let's talk about the operations part. So I have trained this personal assistant with the employee details as well. So let's start with the reporting part. Share the geographical presence of employee. I just want to see that who is sitting where, and then we'll go to the analytics part. Okay, so actually it picked up from the hiring report itself, because we were talking about the hiring before this. So picked up that I did not define it whether the LLM needs to pick the details from the employee data. So by default picked up from the hiring data and showcasing that where we have given the maximum hiring. So that is again a good insight. Now, okay, just to clarify, let me ask, do you have employee data of the organization for the various analysis? I'm just reconfirming. Okay, now it is confirmed that already have employee data set. Now look at the beauty. I did not ask what I would prefer to do, but again, basis on the intelligence, AI, this LLM model is actually giving me the reference that what all I can do. I can do the attrition and retention analysis. I can do the workforce composition. I can do the comparison between the high performance and low performers. I can do the performance and talent segmentation. I can do multiple stuff. Let's give a shot. Let's use some prompt engineering here and figure it out. Some kind of analytics out of this data. So share, or I would say identify the HiPo. So now you can see, so high performance falls with rating A or B. We are saying that high potential is equal to the, falls into the high category of ratings. If we have total 100 employees, the HiPo identified 14. So this is the reporting part. Let's do some analysis here. What is the reason behind of scoring high rating by these 14 HiPos? So in case if data talks about it, then definitely we'll figure out some analysis. So the first important thing is that your high performers are actually have some slightly more tenured in the organization. If you see the performance consistency, 50% of HiPos are rated at A or rated at B because they are consistent with their strong performance. So basically, that's the beauty of doing the analytics, so that you can understand. Always remember those three pyramids at the backside of your mind, that you are getting into the prescriptive side. And before that, the first layer, like I said, it's a descriptive, then you are becoming predictive and then prescriptive. So the moment you reach to the predictive, it's very important to create the solutions of existing problems. And that will happen when you reach to the top level, that is prescriptive. And to reach that level, I think this kind of analysis is required so that you can understand what is happening in the organization and what you can do better. Cool. So thank you for your patience. So this is the demo 1. Now we'll switch to the demo 2. So that in demo 2, I'll be using the application Julius AI, which is very well known, popular for the analytics part. So let me share my screen. Okay, please confirm if my screen is visible. Anyone? Okay, fine. So guys, again, I'll repeat. So the name of this AI application or tool is Julius AI. you can sign up and use some free credits available. What there are multiple functionalities available here. It's a very good tool. You can attach the live data, you can attach the data available in your drives, and you can do the multiple type of analysis here. To save everyone's time, what I have done is I have actually started the new chat, and I have attached the sample attrition data here. The moment I'll attach it, on the right hand side you can see it is actually showcasing that what all details are available in my data. I can see on the right hand side in the same screen, if you can see here. So these details are available. Now let me do some analysis on this data. So let's see, I want to predict which employees are at risk of attrition. This is what I would like to fetch out from this. So now at the background, we'll run the code, we'll figure out who is at risk. It will take few seconds. So please be patient. And you can see the progress as well, generating a code at the back. Now, within seconds, I have that what is happening on the attrition side. And like I mentioned, I would like to see the name or the employee IDs who are actually at a high risk, which we can predict for attrition. So if you can see here, these are the top 10 employees basically who are predicted to be at a high risk. Now look at the top 4 are coming from the sales department, then HR, followed by IT, then again followed by sales. So these are the top 10 employees actually who are sitting at risk. And now this tool has actually given me the risk percentage as well. Define the work mode, define that, okay, at what band they are sitting. They are sitting at a very high band. So if you can see here, I'm also getting the graphical representation that who are sitting at a high risk band. So you can predict multiple kind of analysis with the help of these AI applications. Now let me run another prompt here. Now I would like to know some correlation between the engagement score and attrition. Is there any correlation whether people who has less engagement are sitting at a very high attrition stage? Now see, so it is clearly stated that basis on the high engagement scores are associated with much lower attrition. So wherever the employees are highly engaged, the attrition is quite lower. And it has given a complete, it's a formula driven predictive analysis where basis on the engagement score, if you see here, 14 employees are sitting at 100% attrition. This is what derived as initially. So it is also predicting that once engagement gets up to more than 70%, then your attrition also drops. Since I've used a very small sample size, so it may not predict the very big numbers, but you can see the format, you can see the analysis, how it looks like, how user friendly it is, who sits where, everything is available here. Now let's see whether this tool is having a capability to share some retention strategy as well. So now I want, basis on this data, basis on this analysis, whether this application can give us some retention strategy. So now see, so it's clear that wherever the engagement score is less than 70, the people are at high risk. So now how we have to manage it? So if you can see here, it shows that a short one-to-one manager call, or I would say, one-to-one meeting with your respective manager, along with the HR partner, you can create some buzz that what is happening, how, employees are feeling, why the engagement score is lower for any particular employee. So you can actually do that activity and understand what you could have done better or what you can do better in the future. So everything is predictable. Everything is available here. It's just that you need to create a program. You need to understand the strategy. This AI application will give you the strategy basis on the data set given or knowledge sharing in the form of data with this application. And you can just pick up the pointers and create your strategy around it. Isn't it amazing that within seconds, you have the complete analysis about your attrition, about the challenges, about the solution. Everything is in place within seconds in a simple click. Okay, cool, fine. Now, let's go to the third demo. Here, I'll be using a tool by the name NotebookLM, which is a part of Google Gemini. There is a possibility you might have used this tool in the past because it's a very popular tool nowadays. Why I'm using this tool? I want to showcase that, you are doing your reporting, you are doing your analysis, you are creating your action report, you are predicting the future. Now, at the same time, the mode of communication is also important, that how you actually communicate, how you actually analyze the data. So when you are a manager and you want to showcase the details to the top management, now, so far, the traditional way is to create the graphs, create the presentation to give the insights about what is happening. But now with the help of AI, you can make it more interactive as well. So I'm just picking up one simple example. So I have trained this notebook with some data set, the attrition data set, and I've created a podcast around it. So now let me switch back and let me share my screen again. I request anyone to confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Okay. So what I've done, I've actually trained this notebook with a small sample of attrition data. And now I really wanted to create a podcast around it so that I can hear that what is happening as per this report. And I also want to participate in that podcast live in case if I have any query and question over there. So just listen to this.
You have probably looked around your office at some point, or like maybe you're just staring at your Zoom screen during a team meeting and you've wondered why that one colleague suddenly quit.
Right, the one who seemed totally fine and completely engaged just last week.
Yeah, exactly. And then they just put in their 2 weeks notice out of nowhere. It always feels a bit like a mystery when it happens, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You are left trying to piece together the clues in the aftermath. Like, was it the commute? Did they clash with the boss? Was it a fight over pay? Well, today we are not just going to sit around and wonder about it. We are actually going to play data detectives.
Which is the best kind of detective work, really.
I mean, I think so. We have got our hands on this incredible internal data set. Think of it as like the ultimate corporate cheat sheet on employee attrition.
Yeah, it's drawn from an AI Certs webinar focusing on sample attrition data.
Right. And our mission for this deep dive is pretty simple. We want to uncover the hidden underlying patterns of why employees decide to stay and, why they finally decide to walk out the door.
And it really is.
So in simple words, it's a podcast which is talking about the details available in the sample data. They analyzed it and they are actually talking about it. Now, I would like to join this podcast and I would like to share some queries and ask questions, and let's see how these two people react and share the feedback or share the answer around it.
You have probably looked around your office. Oh, hey, I think our listeners got something to say.
Hi, my name is Nishant, and I have a question for you. I just need to understand the link between performance ratings and engagement scores. If you can just explain it.
Hi, Nishant. That is a fantastic question.
Welcome, Nishant. We love that question.
You've jumped right to the core of this data.
That link is exactly what we were planning to unpack later.
And honestly, it is the most revealing part of the data set.
So let's unpack this right now.
What's fascinating here is how clearly the two variables predict attrition.
We have this really detailed snapshot.
The performance rating is what a manager officially gives you, usually on a scale of 1 to 5.
Right. And the engagement score is usually an internal survey score.
It measures how emotionally bought in and motivated the employee feels.
In this data set, the correlation is absolute.
Every single employee who's staying for the long haul has an engagement score soaring in the high 70s, 80s, or even 90s.
And their performance rating is a solid 4 or a perfect 5.
But the inverse is also true.
Yeah,
Thank you. Can you also tell me what is the possible solution to manage this attrition as per the data?
That is a phenomenal follow-up question, Nishant.
You're moving straight from diagnosis to prescription.
Okay, let's unpack the solution.
Since we've already established the absolute correlation between low engagement and low performance.
The solution has to focus on fixing engagement, not just performance.
Right. What we see in this data set is a clear failure of internal support systems.
Especially for those two vulnerable groups we were about to discuss.
Those young data analysts hitting the 1-year reality check.
And the sales executives hitting the 4-year stagnation wall.
The primary solution is not just giving them more money.
The data later shows that money is an insufficient fix for systemic burnout.
The solution is proactive intervention and targeted support at those dangerous tenure marks.
For the 1-year analyst, the solution is active mentorship and career pathing.
They need a leader to help them see beyond the spreadsheet cleaning.
Showing them the next steps, the why of the work.
For the sales executive stuck.
So guys, that's the beauty of this tool that will analyze your data, will allow you to chat for that data in the form of podcast. So imagine the use cases when you are sitting with your manager and you are running this and you're asking your manager to actually ask that whatever queries your manager is having, they can directly ask to the podcast and they can fetch out the details from the knowledge base you have given. The best part is that there will be no hallucination because this is something trained by you, not by someone else. So in case if your data is correct, then whatever analysis will come out will have zero hallucination, will have no issues, no errors, completely error-free details, and no need to answer directly to your manager. You can ask your manager, just talk to my podcast and ask or do whatever you want to do, or you want to fetch out the information. It is easily available in this format. And this is one way to do it. There are many other formats available with NotebookLM. You can create your video explainer as well. You can derive the reports as well. You can do multiple things. So let me see if I can showcase you something else. Okay. So what I've done is I've actually created a report where it is showcasing what has happened, what is happening. If you see here, identifying primary employee variable, showcasing, describing what the data is all about. It's completely a kind of a guide, you can say. And then if you see here, identifying the interplay of engagement and attrition. So it is also showcasing that what is happening, the engagement threshold, a score of 65 or lower is a primary indicator of flight risk. So sales manager sitting at this employee code, data analyst sitting at employee code, both transition to yes for attrition after their engagement dip. So it's a complete guide, which is amazing to read, amazing to understand that what is happening in the organization or in the world of attrition for a particular function for your organization. Cool. So that's all from the demo side. Now I'll share my presentation again. So we have seen the demo 1, we have seen the demo 2 as well, Julius AI, and then we have seen how NotebookLM will help. Now, to all of you, I just want to share a framework. Whenever you really get your hands dirty with analytics, HR analytics, use the START framework. Always start where assistants, start with one HR problem at one point of time, then translate related data into insights, understand which AI tools is the right for that particular data set. Then basis on that, you should also figure out the recommendation actions. So that is also very important for you. And yes, you have to track the impact at the last, that whatever strategy or whatever AI application you have used to derive some result, whether they have created some impact or not. So that is also a very important factor. So use this START framework. I believe this is going to be a very good start for you when you want to create your starting point or journey in the HR analytics side. Now, since we are on time, I would like to share that how AI search and Skillgorithm are helping out HR professionals, HR leaders, and students. So in collaboration, we are offering the international certification. So this certification will come directly from the AI search. AI search is one of the popular and the most renowned AI course education organization. You can find out AI courses from every sector, every domain. Even the companies like Coursera, Udemy, they are coming and they are buying and purchasing course related to AI from them. So together we are offering a 2-day workshop, a course by the name of AI in Human Resources. So I'll be the instructor who will perform the exercise along with you for 2 days. We will learn a lot of stuff. So every day we will spend 6 hours. Like I mentioned, it's a 2-day workshop. We will conduct these workshops on weekends. Anyone comes from the background of human resource or students who are learning human resource, they can participate in this. The mode would be online. You will get the LMS access from AI search for 12 months to revise this course. You have to attempt an exam to get the certification. 70% is the minimum percentage criteria which you need to achieve. The best part is you will have 12 months. After the instructor-led session, you will also get the self-learning access for in 3 modes. One is text, one is audio, and the video. You can revise it. You can go through it for as per your convenience. And once you are ready, you can attempt the test and get yourself certified. Even there are 2 attempts in case by any chance, if you will not be able to qualify in one assessment, then you'll have another chance as well, which you have to complete within 12 months duration. as an instructor, I'll make sure that the methodology would be very conceptual, highly practical oriented. And this is not something where I'll be teaching one-sided. The people will be performing the exercise along with me. So the laptop, along with the good internet, is mandatory. This is not something which you will do on mobile, because you will be working along with me. And yes, AI will also give you the access of some of the tools which will be the lab environment for you to practice. And we will be using multiple tools, like I mentioned, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, NotebookLM, Notion AI, and many more, to utilize the knowledge along with them. And it is not restricted to the HR analytics only. It will be covering each and every function of human resource, either it's recruitment or the L&D or talent management. So it's not something very specific for very function. We are covering all the functions and analyze and giving the knowledge that how you can use AI application tools and the generative AI and prompt engine in each and every function of human resources. So if you wish to enroll this, feel free to contact me. My email ID, my contact number, and the website is available there. So like I mentioned, I am one of the training partners of AI certs in India. There are very few, and I am one of them. So I'll be happy to serve you. People who are participating in this webinar, we will be contacting them separately as well. And there are some good discount coupons available, which we will share with you. If you are interested, you can avail them at the time of registration for the courses. And yes, I'll make sure that we will together learn and grow in the domain of artificial intelligence for human resources. So that's all from my side today. And I would like to thank each and everyone for your patience. Now, in case if you have any queries, any questions, feel free to ask. Please write in the chat box. I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nishant, for this wonderful and insightful session. It was very practical and we got some very good insights from you. We do have one question. Is the workshop paid or free?
Yes, the workshop is paid. Like I said, there will be a huge discount coupons available. The moment our team will contact you, they will share with you. Just to specify, so we are offering 40% discount, which will be valid till 31st of April. So my team will contact you, or maybe I'll contact you and discuss everything in detail. And I'll be happy to share each and every query or questions you have in mind. Yeah, so my team will be contacting you, or I'll be contacting you to share the fees details. Right now, the coupon which I can confirm is right now we are offering the 40% discount. And yes, again, since I just received a message from the AI search team, so we can also offer one complimentary AI course along with AI in HR, and and that is AI plus Executive, which will give insights specifically to the HR leaders, that how the leadership can imbibe the artificial intelligence in their daily routine. So that will be complimentary from our side.
Thank you, Nishant. I think we have the questions regarding the fee only, but as Nishant said, that his team will be reaching out to each one of you after the session and will be discussing about the workshop and the fees. So you can have a detailed discussion one-on-one with Nishant or his team after this session. Also, we do have now some poll questions for our audiences. We already had a very good session. So now let's just have some of your feedbacks. I'll be making the polls live now. So please feel free to drop in whatever you think the answer is. So
Sure.
the first question is, after the session, how do you now view HR analytics? So Nishant, we'll just give a minute or so for people
Sure.
to answer.
I request everyone just to participate in this. We'll take few seconds.
So here are the results, Nishant. 67% of our audience says strategic business driver, wherein 33 says decision making too.
Okay, fair enough.
Coming to the second poll question that we have for today is this: how soon will you start using AI for HR analytics? So we have 67, again, the same percentage. 67% says immediately this week, wherein 33 are still exploring options.
Okay.
Now, the third poll question we have here is, where do you see the biggest impact of AI in your HR function? So for this, we only have one answer. All the people have agreed all of the above.
Okay.
And the last question for today: How confident are you in applying what you learned today? So this is the answer. 33% are very confident, wherein 67% of people need more practice.
Cool. So yeah, let's practice together. And like I mentioned, that AI search and Skillgorithm are jointly trying to help as many as people who are interested in learning AI. And since I came from the human resource background, so that's my specialization. I would say that's my strength. So I'll try my level best to give you the maximum insights so that you can learn and grow in your current profile or in your current organization. So happy to serve. I'll request people to follow AI Search for the latest insights on AI and the AI courses. Follow me on LinkedIn. I share a lot of insights. I have multiple human resource groups where people interact and chat with each other on artificial intelligence insights and their new innovations. So I'll be happy to connect with you. And that's all for today. I hope we'll connect again in the future with more webinars.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nishant. And thank you everyone for joining us today. The session was recorded and all of you will be receiving the recording of the session and your participation certificates shortly after the session. I would request you to please share your participation certificates on your LinkedIn tagging Skillgorithm and AI Search. It would be very great to connect with you all one-on-one. And yeah, if in case you have any doubts, any questions regarding the programs or certifications, please feel free to reach out to Nishant directly. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.